What's up guys, it's Matt from TDM Style here and welcome back to the channel for another hair product review, and this week it's actually a dual review. I've got two products from CCP Labs. We have their Multipurpose Hydro Clay as well as their collab with the Modern Plaques, the Modern Times Matte Paste. Alright, so we're going to start out with a quick overview of each product, and starting with the Hydro Clay first. This is kind of their namesake product in that it was designed to be a kind of crossover between a cream, a clay, and a paste, hence CCP Labs. So this clay is designed to give you somewhere between a light to medium hold for looser textured styles, and they call it the Hydro Clay because they've got a lot of goodies in here that are supposed to help keep your hair feeling hydrated and healthy, both while the product is in there and especially after you've washed it out. Now the Modern Times Matte Paste, as I mentioned, this was their collab with the Modern Plaques, and this one is designed to give you a versatile hold, so they actually have a few different styling methods on the back for different levels of hold. But their main idea on this one was to create a matte paste that is able to give you a firm hold, but still maintain a smooth and comfortable application for easy styling, easy breakdown, and easy washout. So as far as the packaging, they both come in these 4-ounce glass jars with the aluminum lids and stick-on labels. Now for the labels themselves, I'm not super nutsy about the Hydro Clay one. I mean, it is very minimal, which I appreciate, but I don't know, just nothing really strikes me as anything crazy. The Modern Times one I do really like. I like the blue and white, and I really like the the clock face on the front and stuff. But overall, yeah, I like glass jars. 4 ounces, a lot of product, so that's always nice. All right, now let's talk about scents. So the Hydro Clay is listed as a white musk and bergamot scent that they describe as a kind of clean, earthy, cologne type scent with back notes of lavender, oak moss, and bergamot. So I will say, it smells really fucking good. It's very light. It's a little bit musky, it's a little bit cologne-y, but it's really inoffensive. And I don't smell it once it's in my hair, so it's definitely not gonna be clashy if you like to wear a cologne or other fragrance. Now, the Modern Times Matte Paste one actually says on the jar, this says it's a clean blend of sandalwood and bourbon, which two of my favorite things. And that's exactly what it smells like. I get the bourbon up front. Once again, it's very light, so it's nothing that's like gonna punch you in the face or anything, but definitely a little bit of bourbon. It's a little bit sandalwoody. It's a little bit sweet. And I think just a hint of the black tea comes through there, which I haven't really mentioned yet, but this is black tea based, so there you go. So since we just talked about the black tea base of that one, let's go over the ingredients of each one a little bit. So starting with the matte paste, as I mentioned, this is black tea based. So instead of just regular old water, they've gone with black tea, and their reasoning for that was that the antioxidants and the caffeine in the tea are meant to both promote hair growth and to fight against hair loss. Moving on to the Hydro Clay next. Now this actually has a separate sticker on the back with the ingredients, and it says made with natural ingredients and no harsh chemicals, so that's always a nice thing to see. This is also water-based, with water in the first spot, followed by Dead Sea salt. Interesting. There's some texture there. So for both products, we're looking at something water-based. We've got various waxes and clays in there for textures, and we've got lots of different oils that are gonna bring in that hydration and that nourishing effect for both your hair and your scalp. All right, now let's crack open the jars and talk about the scoop and the breakdown. So starting with the Modern Times Matte Paste, if you look through the jar, because it's clear, or once you open it up, you'll see something that should be very familiar to you if you've used other pastes or clay type products. It's this kind of grayish, earthy looking tone. It scoops out nice and soft, breaks down easily, but you can certainly feel some dryness and grip in there from the various clays and waxes. Now the Hydro Clay, on the other hand, has this interesting pink color to it. I really am not sure which ingredient or ingredients caused that color, but it's definitely unique. Now scooping this out of the jar is literally like a lotion. It's, people said that Arcadian clay pomade was like scooping a lotion. Nah, son. This is like scooping a lotion. It is so soft and creamy and light, and it's just completely smooth. There's really like no tacky feel to it at all in the hands. Although as you break it down, you'll see that it actually kind of turns white in the hands, and then you can see a little bit of that kind of clay and waxiness come out. Now, for application and styling and hold and all that, I've got demo footage for each of these. Now, what is interesting about both actually is that they have in the instructions on the back of the labels, each one has instructions for various types of styling. So for instance, on the Hydro Clay, it says preferred method of use: apply the product to towel dried hair and blow dry using a round brush to build volume. Once desired shape is achieved, apply more, post style to set the final look. Then it says, for every day, use on dry hair. For quick styling, apply as needed. This clay will give you a light medium hold. Similarly, on the matte paste one, it says, for a light voluminous hold, use 1 scoop in damp hair and then blow dry until desired shape is achieved. For a medium textured hold, use 1 scoop in dry or blow dried hair. And then it says, for a firm textured hold, follow method 1 and 2. So for both of these, I found that the way that they work best for me is to do both. So apply it into damp hair, blow dry, and then apply a little bit more as a post styler. I have done a lot of testing with each one, so I've tried each as just a pre-styler, I've tried each in just plain old dry hair, but I really, really like using them in both capacities. So that's what we're gonna look at in the demo here. So you can see here, as no surprise, both of these apply into damp hair with no problem at all, completely smoothly. And then we're gonna blow dry that bitch into shape. And you can see in both cases here, we've got some really, really great texture, although the matte paste definitely has more of a hold at this point. I would say it's more between a light and a medium, whereas the clay at this point is still at a light hold. Now, going in with a second scoop into the blow dried hair, the clay is once again completely smooth. There's no tug or pull whatsoever, and this does pick up the hold to around that sweet spot that they called between a light and a medium. The matte paste here definitely does have a bit more dryness and grippiness. You can certainly feel the hold becoming more of a firm hold, so it's not quite as smooth and easy to apply as the clay. However, for a matte paste, I will say that this was like a dream come true for me, because most matte pastes at this point will be pulling my fucking hair out like crazy. They're super dry, super sticky, and like overly matte, whereas this one is really, it's exactly what I wanted. It's like the perfect amount of matte finish where it's not too dry and it's not shiny either, and it's like, it's grippy and it's not super easy to apply, but it's still very comfortable. Now, for the endurance test, so I went for the firm hold, as I mentioned, on the matte paste. So after about 8 or 9 hours here, you can see how that held up, still looking great, texture still in there. And I can say at this point, very fucking happily, mind you, that I don't have that like dry, tangly ends feeling that I normally get from really dry, really matte products. And I really appreciate that. And I find that with both of these, and especially so with the clay, the longer that it's in my hair, the softer my hair feels. And I don't know, I really like that. It's weird to get that from two, like, what I would consider true matte products. They both leave your hair feeling really nice and healthy at the end of the day. Now, as far as the washout on these, for me, I find the clay comes straight out, bang, just water, no problem at all. The matte paste, I find comes out pretty much with just water if I've only used 1 scoop on dry hair. But if I've done the post and pre-style method with it, I do need a little bit of at least a light cleanser to get it completely out of my hair. Now, for pricing, you can find these both on the CCP Labs Etsy shop. Their Hydro Clay comes in at $17 even, and the Modern Times Matte Paste comes in at $19.95. All right, so overall thoughts on both the Hydro Clay, oh god, that was scary, and Modern Times Matte Paste from CCP Labs. Honestly, this is like a perfect example of everything that I love about homebrews. Both of these I think are really fucking great products. The Hydro Clay is something that for me I think is like a summery product because it is a lighter hold, but it gives you that really nice texture and it's just so soft. And I think for me it would be great for, you know, really loose kind of swoopy hairstyles that I don't know, it's like just says summer to me. But yeah, it really does leave your hair feeling really nice and hydrated and just healthy, but it still gives you that really nice matte finish and clay texture. Just very unique and really fucking cool. Now, the Modern Times matte paste, really like this. Brandon over at the Workman's Pump called this a user-friendly matte paste, and I think he really hit the nail on the head with that. That's exactly how I would describe this. And what I mean by that is it's like got all the pros of a matte paste, really without any of the cons. So it gives you that perfect matte finish, it gives you a clay-like texture, it's reworkable, it's very, pliable throughout the day, it's got a nice firm hold if you layer it in, and as they mentioned, it really is a versatile hold, so depending on how you style with it and how much you use, you can alter the hold anywhere from kind of like a light medium to a firm. And it does all that without being too fucking dry or too matte like many of them are. Especially for me, again, as a person with a drier, coarser hair type to begin with, I really like the idea of a lot of matte pastes, but a lot of them don't work in practice for me. But this one does, and it works very nicely, and I really like that the longer it's in my hair, the nicer my hair feels. So yeah, to the folks over at CCP Labs, I think you guys have done a really wonderful job on both of these products. It's just, there's a lot to like here. It's interesting because both of these in their own way are exactly what you'd expect from like a clay and a matte paste, but they're also like a very unique take on each one. So that about wraps things up for today's review, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Big thank you to the folks over at CCP Labs for sending me both of these products to try out and review for you guys. And definitely stay tuned to the channel, guys. I've got lots of really exciting product reviews that I need to catch up. Like I have so many products to do, but I've got Fuerte's styling pomade as well as his shampoo and conditioner. So those are going to be coming out in a single video very soon. I've actually got a ridiculous mail call today with a bunch more exciting stuff in it. So I've got the Fat Boy Perfect Putty as well as their putty spray, which I'm really kind of curious to find out what the fuck that's about. I've got the Morris Motley Treatment Cleansing Oil. I've got Patrick's shampoo and conditioner, which I'm really excited to use those. So lots of exciting stuff coming up soon. So if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that stuff. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.